All right, let's get you out of the way. And we're live. Hello, everyone, and shout out to each and every one of you. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to your girl Siren on the Siren Speak Show. Okay. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. As y'all can see, your girl is live a couple days in a row. I don't know how to act. I don't know how to act. I don't know what to do with myself. But shout out to y'all for being up and through with me. Okay. Today, we are going to be talking about some energies that we may experience as we go through Ascension, because Ascension is happening, you guys. It is happening worldwide, and it is happening amongst each and every one of us. And we definitely need to make sure that we are understanding what it is that is happening to us. Okay. You know what? I think I might say scrap that, y'all. I might say scrap that. Okay. But I definitely want to make sure that we know exactly what it is that is going on, you guys, energetically. Okay. We definitely need to make sure that we understand energetically what it is that is happening to us so that we can be able to live more fuller and happier lives. All right. So shout out to y'all as y'all tune up into the building. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Hey, Tanias, did I say that right? You say you cute. Ew. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. I forgot to let everybody know, Tyler, that we were going to be live, y'all. Okay. I did put up a whatchamacallit, but I don't know where my phone is. Okay. To let everybody know that I'm live. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that out of the way. Hold on, y'all. But we're gonna talk about some stuff today. Okay. We're going to talk about some things that we need to know in regards to how to maintain our energy. Okay. A lot of you, are dealing with symptoms. A lot of you are dealing with energies that are rather confusing. Okay. A lot of you may be experiencing some physical symptoms. The thing about Ascension is that sometimes the symptoms can be physical, and you really need to know when to go to the doctors, okay, when you need to go to the hospital, and when you need to do some alternative healing. Okay. And the reason I'm really discussing this, you guys, is because now I went to the dentist because I started to feel a little pain, a little discomfort, in my teeth, or in I want to say my teeth because it wasn't a specific tooth, but it was my teeth. It was like, hey, dentist, I'm feeling some pain on this side. And, they did x-ray, and the dentist is like, well, I don't see anything. I don't understand what's going on. I don't see anything. So the dentist was like, well, I'll give you some antibiotics, so that we can prevent maybe a cavity that may be trying to form or things of that nature. Now, of course, I'm like, and he's like, all right, we'll see you next year, March, for your cleaning. So here I am like, wait, I'm supposed to just take these antibiotics and just willy-nilly just figure life out after that? And he's like, I don't see anything. Now, the thing about it is that there has been frequent times that I have gone to the emergency room, and these doctors are telling me that they don't see anything and that they don't know what's going on. Okay. Can you bring me my other phone? Yes, they don't know what's going on. So I'm like, well, I know what I'm feeling, and it's a lot of things that we can be experiencing, you guys, physically, right? So we're talking about a lot of Ascension symptoms that can affect you physically, and you need to be able to recognize these symptoms so that you're not, taking any type of medication prematurely. Sometimes these symptoms, now I always recommend that you do go and check with your general doctor. Make sure you go and you check with your general doctor. That's something that I agree you do need to do. Okay. But also you need to understand how to recognize Ascension symptoms and how they do affect the body so that you can, know exactly what else you need to do. Sometimes instead of, taking medication, you really need to ground yourself. Okay. When you are not grounded, or you need to be grounded, you can experience a lot of health issues or a lot of health symptoms, which come with Ascension, because when we go through Ascension, you guys, you start to vibrate higher, okay? Which means your body is trying to get lighter. Your body is trying to ascend, right? And when your body is trying to ascend, but maybe some of the foods that you are eating is preventing this ascension from happening, this can cause some physical symptoms, okay, that we can experience that, can be rather uncomfortable. Now, one of the physical symptoms that we can experience, you guys, is a lot of pain, just weird sporadic pains. You can't really, it's like you wake up and it feel like you've been beaten with a bat, okay? And thank you. It feels like you've been beat with a bat, and you like, why did I wake up, or why all of a sudden do I feel like I got hit by a car or something? It's the strangest things, you guys. And it did happen, to me. I've experienced this where for a while I had this pain in my leg, okay? There was this major pain that I had in my leg, and I had this for quite a bit. So I would wake up here and there and I would have this sharp pain, like it was really sharp. It was strong. Like literally it felt like something happened to me, but nothing had happened to me. Of course, you go to the emergency room. I went to the emergency room. I got it checked out. They found nothing. But this pain was so excruciating that I'm like, something is going on. Something has got to be going on. This isn't making any sense. So come to find out, you guys. Now listen, I was getting this pain for years. I'm talking for years. I was getting this pain for years, y'all. And finally, I figured out after doing some shadow work why it was that I was experiencing this pain. So come to find out, y'all. Okay, hold on. Let me share this real quick because I want to make sure. Where's my thing? Come to find, okay, let me just, y'all will figure it out, okay? Because I'm so, let me switch accounts. Hold on, y'all. Where's my, okay, there we go. So let's share this. Hold on, y'all. Let's share it. Copy link. I should have done this prior to me going live, but it is what it is. And this is why I love y'all, because you guys are so patient with me. Okay. And I know YouTube don't be, alerting y'all and y'all be like, Siren, I like to watch you live, and YouTube do not be alerting y'all. So I understand. Okay. So I'm trying to send it out. Hold on. Okay. So I think I did as much as I could. It is what it is. All right. So finally, you guys, after doing some shadow work, lots and lots of shadow work, I'm talking years of shadow work, because I was still getting this pain in my leg that I couldn't understand why it was that I was getting this pain. So after years of doing shadow work, you guys, come to find out, when I was younger, okay, I think I was about 8 years old, I got hit by a car, right? And you probably think, okay, you got hit by a car when you were 8, Siren. Your ass is looking at 60, okay? Like, what does that have to do with anything? No, it was the trauma. It was the trauma that was stored within me that triggered me getting hit by a car. Nothing that happens to us is coincidental, you guys, okay? Regardless of what type of trauma you went through, there's a foundation or there's a root to that trauma. So that was the first part. Now, as I got older, you guys, there was a weird experience that happened to me when I was younger. I noticed that I can say, well, I don't want to go that deep, but anywho, there was a situation where there was a young boy in my neighborhood who pissed me off one night. And when he pissed me off, I yelled at him and I said, go break a leg. I yelled at him. I said, go break a leg. And of course, this is when we were all outside playing. When the street lights come on, you got to go in the house, okay? And I yelled at him and I said, go break a leg. And I was just so pissed because he made me so mad that night. He was really a good friend of mine, but he pissed me off that night. And so the street lights come on, we all go inside, and next thing I know, I hear, ah, ah, ah. Now the ambulance is over there, the police is over there, And this guy literally broke his leg just probably like an hour and a half later. He broke his leg, okay? Or his leg broke. Whatever happened, happened. For years, you guys, I felt so horrible about that. I held on to guilt or resentment or regret in regards to that situation for years. So I noticed, I looked back onto when it was that I would experience this pain. And it was during a certain moon cycle that I would experience this pain. And I had to go in and do the shadow work to heal the guilt, okay, and the regret behind that situation, because I carried it with me for a long time, you guys. I'm talking years. I carried that guilt. So that guilt, you guys, can result in some sort of physical trauma, some sort of physical pain, whatever it may be. Okay. So we definitely have to make sure that we are paying attention, right, to the body, because the body talks to us and it lets us know that we need to get rid of certain energies, certain frequencies, certain vibrations. Okay. We need to let that go is what, the body wants to say. We need to let it go. Okay. Hold on. So yes, understanding signs of ascension. Now, in order for me to ascend and in order for me to grow, the reason I was feeling that pain is because I was holding on to some sort of resentment. And when it comes to ascending, you guys, we cannot ascend holding on to any type of vibrations or frequencies or things of that nature. We have to let that go. Okay, it will manifest itself because it is stored in the body. And this is telltale proof, okay, that we do store these energies within the body. It doesn't just go away. Just because we forgot about it and we've moved on in life, it doesn't mean that we have, successfully shifted that energy. So this is why I say when your heart got to be as light as a feather, when it comes to that judgment, it does. That is something that could have hindered my judgment, okay? Because I'm holding on to some sort of guilt. I'm holding on to some sort of regretment from a situation that happened when I was so young that I had been holding on to for a while. So there comes a time where we have to let things go. Pay attention to your body so that it can show you where it is that you are holding on to some sort of pain, okay? Okay. Sometimes that pain can be from a previous life. Sometimes it can be from your past. You never know where it is that that pain is coming from until you look into it and do the shadow work. So the next time you have a little type of pain, pay attention to where it is on the body first. Okay. Is it in the shoulder? Is it in the arm? Is it in the stomach, the neck, the head? Where is it that you are experiencing that pain? Because then you can then look into at least the foundation or the root of where that trauma is coming from. A lot of times it's because we have planetary trauma. Okay. Planetary karma is what I want to say. You can have planetary karma. A lot of these things can distort your frequency and start to cause all type of crazy things. Okay. From experiencing these crazy things in your life. All right. So we are going to, I said I was going to talk about something else. Hey, everybody. Hey, Terrence in the building. Hey, Crystal. Hey, y'all. Hello. Hey, y'all. Let me look at the topic of this live, y'all. Okay. Because we do want to talk about the symptoms. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Where is the dang on? Okay, ascension symptoms. Okay, and we also want to talk about, are you chosen? I know you guys probably see a lot of information or a lot of things. Hopefully you see these type of things come up on your timeline, okay, about the chosen ones. And a lot of you are probably saying, okay, am I a chosen one? Okay. I want to know if I'm a chosen one. Am I a chosen one? So what is the chosen one? Okay. The chosen one is not the one who is chosen by anyone. The chosen one is the one who has chosen to step into a higher frequency. Okay. You have made a decision to step into a higher frequency. You have made a decision to step into your spiritual journey, to include it as a part of your life. Okay. So it's not looking like is just your physical life. You know, you have made a decision to perhaps incorporate some sort of rituals in your day to day. Now, people probably saying, rituals. Oh, no, I don't get down like that. Getting up every day, brushing your teeth is a ritual. Okay. It is a ritual. Celebrating your birthday every year is a ritual. So we got to learn to, first of all, not be afraid of the wording. Okay, we got to make sure that we grown folk. Okay, as we ascend and as we step into the power and the healing of what it is that's going on. Okay, because there's a play on words, and every word, no matter what it is a spell. Every word, no matter what it is, love, hate, happy, sad, good, bad. Every word, every sentence you give is a spell. Okay. So we're speaking something into existence, or we're speaking something, we're using the throat chakra, which is a very powerful chakra that is always up under attack. Okay. So we definitely need to make sure that we're paying attention to that, you guys. A lot of us are, afraid to step into a more spiritual, because you got spirituality and then you have religion. I deal with a lot of people who, when it comes to especially the practice of spirituality, a lot of people are a little afraid, okay, to discuss their practice. Okay, a lot of people are a little reserved, and I don't want it to be fearful. Because if you're afraid or if you're reserved, it can initiate the energy of fear, okay, or some sort of shame. And that's not what we want. So I tell people all the time to boast about, the fact that you're on a spiritual journey, okay? The fact, if you can boast about going to church, you know how many people get out, I went to church this Sunday, I sat on a pew next to the preacher's wife. If you can boast about that, then you can boast about your spiritual journey, and you should not feel any shame. You should not feel any guilt. It is what it is. Now, if you're doing something that's wrong, if you're doing something that you ain't got no business doing, if you out there, doing dark arts and things of that nature where you're affecting other people or targeting other people, and trying to turn them against their free will, then okay. But for as long as you are just healing you minding your business, you doing what you got to do, you should have no shame, you should have no fear or no guilt, okay? So when it comes to the chosen ones, the chosen ones are those who choose to step into their spiritual journey. Okay. You choose to incorporate your spiritual journey with your day to day, whatever it is that you may do. You can wake up in the morning saying affirmations. Okay. You can do all type of things to incorporate your spiritual journey. Now you have the chosen ones, and then you have the golden child. Okay. You have baby, I'm on live, honey. Can I call you back? Honey, I'm on live. All right, baby. This guy's great. So what's your order? All right. So yes, it's like the chosen one versus the star seed, or the indigo child, things of that nature. Now, the chosen ones are people who choose to move into a spiritual journey, right? But the star seeds are those who have missions. Okay. It's like they don't really choose to move into a spiritual journey. They are kind of forced into a spiritual journey. And I want to say forced only if they don't wake up naturally. But their whole mission is to awaken, is to ascend. Okay. That's their whole mission. So you have a mission, you have a purpose. So it is scheduled, it is written for you to ascend, okay? Because there's something that you need to do. Give it Jesus, okay? Let's talk about the little story of Jesus. Remember, Jesus was 12 when he went on his mission. He was awakened. You know what I'm saying? It was scheduled for him to awaken because he had a purpose. He had to come here. He had to wake some people up. He had to heal some people. He had some things he had to do. Not everybody has that mission, okay? Not everyone has that mission. But for me, I had that mission because it was for me to awaken so that I can awaken a lot of people that I come in contact with. Okay. For a lot of you, you have your own mission. Sometimes your mission can be to open up a nonprofit. Okay. Sometimes your mission can be to step out into your dream job or your dream career or turning a hobby into a profession. God used us in many ways. Sometimes God can use some of us through hairstyling. Okay, some of us who are hairstyling, that's your mission, is to deal with people's crown chakra, because through your hands, God can be blessing you, okay, through your hands, to activate the crown chakras of people. Some of us, it can be people who do makeup, okay, because God is using your hands and your creativity to, really bless people through what it is that you do. Some of us, it can be through food. Some of us are chefs. Some of us are cooks, okay. God is using you, okay, to really heal and to touch people. So for those of us who have a mission, we have a responsibility to step into or to maintain a certain vibration and or frequency, because God can't use your hands if your hands are vibrating low. Which means no matter what you try to do to get that business started, it won't start until you get yourself into a certain frequency. Okay. It will always be an idea or a dream or a wish. But once you step into your spiritual journey, it will be a reality like this. Okay. So that's something that we need to know, you guys. The chosen one versus the golden child. Are you the chosen one? Have you chosen? It's about you choosing to step into your spiritual journey. Okay. So we're going to get some messages here. We're going to see what it is that the soul wants us to know. All right. What the soul wants us to know, you guys. All right. So there's a lot of restoration trying to happen. Okay. A lot of restoration. Things are trying to restore itself. It's almost giving like earth. Okay. The world is starting to restore itself. And as the world goes through this restoration, so will we. Okay. So will we. And as we go through this restoration, you guys, it's going to bring about a lot of change. It's going to bring about a lot of change. Okay. And if you want this restoration to be easy for you, then you are going to have to be willing to let go a lot of things, you guys. There's a lot of things from our childhood, a lot of experiences that we've gone through that we should not have experienced. Okay. There's a lot of trauma stored in our childhood that should not be there. There's a lot of healing and nurturing. We are all going to have to go back to our past. This is giving the boomerang effect. Meaning, I mean, not the boomerang, but the slingshot effect. You know how you have a slingshot and you have to pull it back. But the further back you go, when you let go, boom, that thing takes off. But if you don't go back far enough, it's not going to go far. So this is giving the slingshot effect that we are all having to face and or go through, to where we are going to have to travel back into our past, okay, in order for us to move forward. We cannot have a future, okay, if we are still dealing with these energies of the past. All right. So I want a lot of you to think about things from your past that you need to let go. I want a lot of you to think about things from, people from your past, ways of your past, all type of experiences, okay? Things that you really need to heal, things that you really need to let go. Whether you did something bad, I'm talking even going all the way back to the corner store, and you may have went in there when you were 7 years old and stole a bag of chips, but you knew you was wrong. We got to go back, y'all. When I say we have to dig into that bag of the past, we're going to have to go back to this energy. We're going to have to go back to some sort of traumatic experiences as well. Now, it looks like this is going to bring up a lot of sorrow. This is going to bring up a lot of depression, feelings of depression. A lot of us are going to start feeling depressed because we're going to feel like stuck. Okay? We're going to feel stuck. We can't move forward. We can't, you guys. We cannot move forward until we clear some things up individually and as a whole. A lot of us are going to start to feel stuck. Okay. It's like this wheel is not moving. Nothing is moving. We're at this standstill because we have to balance things out. There can be, you guys, when I say there's a lot of heartache and a lot of, you know, I don't know if this is an attack or what this is, y'all. But let me see. Hey to everybody who's tuned in. Hey, Lindsay in the building. Oh, you say love your nails. Ew. Okay. Yes, ma'am. As we discussed. Ew. Y'all know it's fall season. Y'all know how I am when it comes to these dang on energies. Okay. Y'all, there's a lot of mental stress. There's a lot because there's a lot of confusion. There's something that we need to change. There's a belief system, a programming, something we need to change. Something that is affecting our confidence. Something that is affecting us from attracting things that you know, you say, I just got here, but it's how I've been feeling lately. Stuck. Yes. This is something, it's not individual, you guys. Okay. Listen, y'all, straight up. Okay. They done this dimension up. Okay. When I say they done messed this dimension up, honey, they done came in this dimension and they done took and stole and ate and deprived, and it's so bad what has been done to this dimension that the trees, you know, the gemstones, they have gone in and manipulated and mined all the gemstones. They done tore up all the trees, you know. There's a lot that has been done, okay, to this world as a whole and to us as a whole. We have to heal. The only way we're going to get through this is you have to do the inner work, y'all, because that's the only way you're going to see the outer world the way that you want it. It's only matching the fact that we've been bamboozled and we've been manipulated. That's what we're seeing. That's what we're experiencing. Okay? That we've been bamboozled and we've been manipulated, and we're going to have to take action. Okay, we're going to have to take action. You guys are going to have to be responsible for your energy, for your experience, for your life. There is this, what do I want to call this? It's a lot of mind control and a lot of mind games that has been played with us, y'all. A lot of belief in things that we shouldn't be believing in. A lot of belief in things like they've sold us a lot of lies. They've sold us a lot of lies. Not only that, I don't want to say this word, but you know, let me go on this phone. Let me see if I can find this guy. And I want y'all to hear this. Let me see if I can find this guy, because you know when you're looking for him, his name starts with the M, and he's always on here. A lot of people have talked about him, but he came up and he just kept saying, "This doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense." What is this guy's name? His name is Murad something, I think. I never really pay attention to his name, but sometimes I do stop and listen to. Let me see if I can find it. Hold up. Because he was talking about this lawsuit. I think that's him right there. He was talking about, okay, this lawsuit that, okay, let me go to his page. Let me see if I can find the videos, chat. This guy go live every 2 seconds, it seemed like. Okay, this is it. He says, Beyonce and Jay-Z, P. Diddy accused of dark magic, astral projection, okay, and
so this is a official lawsuit.
Organ harvesting and new lawsuit.
Beyonce,
okay. Let's listen a little bit. 2 seconds.
Sean Carter have all been accused of astral projection and dark magic. Hey guys, it's Morali, daily and consistent content. Let's get straight into this mess, because this is basically what this is, where Tamika Davis, I believe her name is, not Tamika, sorry, I believe her name is Tramika Davis is her name. She's listed Sean Combs, Sean Carter, Christopher B. Bridges, and ex-Bishop Thomas Dexter Jakes, and Beyonce Knowles as, people in this case. No intro, guys, because this whole video is crazy. They violated all my U.S., constitutional rights. They mixed our DNA, and we don't have the same blood type, removed from my flesh and tissues, and put their fatty cells in place, and now I'm itching, incredibly bad. She is saying all of them are also astral spying on me by sitting on our bodies, violating our privacy rights and freedom of speech, expression, religion, assembly, and the press and freedom of movement.
Okay. So he's going to go on and on about this young lady who came out saying that Diddy, Beyonce, Jay-Z, and some other folk were astral projecting into her body, viewing her, remote viewing her, and tapping into her blood, her DNA, her Dana, oh Lord, tapping into Dana, okay? And she was saying that they have done all of these, horrendous things to her. Now, when it comes to spirituality, you guys, these are some things that can't be proven in the third dimension, because the third dimension is based upon practicality. It got to be things that you can, see, touch. People got to believe it. People got to see it. Just because you say, okay, I'm experiencing these things because, I feel it. It doesn't make sense, right? In the third dimension. You guys, we have to get to a deeper level of our existence. Okay. There's a lot of things that has been done to us. A lot of things. When we were younger, okay, when we were children, there's a lot of, astral projecting that could have taken place, you guys, things that happen in the dream state. So when I come to you and I say we need to heal a lot of things that happened when we were younger, a lot of these things are not physical. A lot of these things are not in the third dimension. They're spiritual. A lot of these things has been erased from your memory or tucked deep down in your memory so that you can't recall a lot of these experiences that you have. Things that happened to us in the shadow as we were children, okay? Things that are happening to us even as adults, okay? Even as adults, these things are still happening, but we are not aware and we are not alert. We're not understanding why it is that we're check to check, dollar to dollar. While everybody else is saying, guess what? We're a billionaire now. We're a billionaire. Why is it that you get up and you do 40 to 80 hours, a week, and you get paid, $2,500? They get up and sing a tune and get paid $25 million. They go and sing at a party and get paid $3 million for one event. Okay. Why is it that, you have a business, right? But in your business, people are paying you maybe $12 to $16, but they go sell a t-shirt and that is $2,500. Y'all, there's something that's not right here. Something is off. Okay. When it comes to the whole harvesting type of energy, experience or scenario, we think we're looking at it happen to other people. If you have heard of a harvested experience, 9 times out of 10, it has happened to you. Life is only going to mirror what is going on within you. If you have heard about children, if you have heard about, adults, if you have heard about, whatever it is, trust that you have experienced that as well. And this is something that we think the universe or we think the world is putting it out there because it's happening to other people. No. Those children that we hear about, even though we hear about it in the physical, when we used to go to the post office and we used to go to Walmart and you see all of those missing children, that is your inner child. A lot of you don't know that's what this world is mirroring back to you, that your inner child is missing, which you can have stomach issues. You can have digestive issues. Okay. You can have addictions to food, alcohol, drugs, intimacy, gambling. Why? Because your body is letting you know that something is missing, and you're saying, what is your inner child? How do you know if it's missing? Are you motivated? You should be motivated every day. You wake up, you should be motivated. When that inner child is there and it is active and it is present within your aura, because the inner child is the part of the Holy Trinity. It is a necessary part of you. You have the mother, you have the father, that's the feminine, the masculine, and the child. Okay? So it is a necessary part of you. And this is something that has been tampered with within a lot of us. And when we hear these news stories, you guys, I don't want you to think that it has nothing to do with you. I tell y'all all the time, decode the message. If you heard it, if you see it, if you're experiencing it, it's happening to you. You're hearing it, you're experiencing it for a reason. It is either going on around you or it has happened to you. So a lot of us, you guys, our inner child, okay, is either missing or has been tampered with and is truly broken. And it's not because mommy was always working or daddy wasn't there. And sometimes it's not because you had some sort of family history. A lot of this stuff that we have to deal with right now, you guys, is things that has been taking place in the shadow. The way they have been astral projecting to your home. They have been living and accessing your success and your power and your abundance for lifetimes. And they do it in the shadow. And this is why we don't feel motivated to go after what we want. What is so special about these people that they get to live out their dreams, but you don't? And even when you try to live out your dream, it almost appears as a failure, as if it goes nowhere. What is the difference between, because, you know, when I was in the music industry, you guys, there were women and men, there were people out there who were so gifted. I mean, so gifted. And I'm looking like, what? Like, why isn't that? But I understood. I knew the sacrifice that came with it. I knew the things that people had to do in order to obtain, in order to gain and get that level of notoriety. And y'all, there's a lot that has been taking place that we need to heal. A lot of us need to restore the inner child. A lot of us need to heal the inner child. So you can feel passionate about life. Remember when you were younger, you know, somebody asked you what you want to be, you felt like you could be anything. You know, you wanted to be anything, that whatever it was, you were just so, wow. You loved everything, right? You felt like you could do anything. You wasn't worrying about how much money you was going to make. You didn't care about if Superman, being a Superman, made a lot of money or not. You never thought about the salary when you were younger. You just wanted to do what you love. And you wanted to do what made you happy. What happened to that part of us? We just do what needs to be done to get by to the next day. We wake up every day and we move about our day unmotivated, uninspired, miserable. This is not going to be okay anymore. This is no longer acceptable for us. As gods and goddess, we have a responsibility to get up. We have fallen. And we're going to have to do the necessary steps. We're going to have to take action, you guys. Because we're sitting around waiting on it to just manifest itself. And that's not what's going to happen. We're going to have to take action. Okay. So that's the first message here. A lot of this stuff that needs to be healed is something from the shadow. It's not anything that's up in our face. It's something from the shadow. Okay. The inner child is what I'm looking at. A lot of us, when we were younger, that dream, it was stolen. It was ripped out from you. That inner child has been placed in a dimension that you need to go to get it. Okay. Hey, Jen. Jen is in the building. Jen says, hi, everyone. Hey, y'all. Okay, let's go ahead and look into more of this charming energy, y'all. Get a few more messages, okay? Y'all got your girl. Y'all got me here. Okay. Y'all got me here. Hey to everyone who's tuned up in two. Hey, y'all. Thank you to everyone who came in and gave the video a big old fat thumbs up. I appreciate it. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to my Patreon folk up and through. To my Patreon family. Hey, y'all. All right. Let's see. So we started off this video talking about ascension symptoms, you guys. You can always Google, ascension symptoms to see if you are experiencing any of those. And that way you'll know exactly what to do. Okay. Otherwise, you'll get caught up. Y'all don't want to see this card. I'm going to show y'all this card, which made me chuckle. Otherwise, you will get caught up in the BS, honey. Okay. Out here up in these doctor's offices every other day. Okay, and they can't do anything for you. All right. This was the card that came up. Y'all look at it. Okay. So listen. This next message is letting me know that we're going to have to be brave and strong in order to fight. Listen, y'all, we have a battle that's spiritual right now. Okay. In order for us to fight this battle, we're going to have to be brave and strong. Okay. This battle is going to take us being very fit in order for us to be motivated. Some of you, it's time for you to work out. I don't care what you do to work out. If you get up every day and you walk, you need to walk. You need to move that body. Okay. You need to move your body. A lot of you need to work out. Get off your arse and find you some sort of personal fitness. Okay. Because it's time to go to boot camp. It's time to go to boot camp because I'm telling y'all now we finna prepare for a storm. So a way that you can work out, meaning, because some of us, whatever you can do to work out is what you need to do. Okay. You don't have to get up and do any strenuous exercise where you're lifting. I'm not talking about all of that. I'm talking about consistently moving your body. Something as simple as getting a step counter. For those of you who watch my vlogs, you guys see me on my journey every day with trying to move my body a lot more. Because when I started to become complacent, I started to adopt quite a bit of health issues and quite a bit of spiritual attacks. Okay. Quite a bit of them. So yes, you guys, we need to get up. We need to move. What I did, I went and got a step counter. I ordered it off of Amazon. Okay. And I don't use the step counters, you guys, that like the Apple Watch. Y'all know Siren is not the one for electronics and technology. I have nothing against technology or electronics. But what I have found is the more shadow work I've done on myself to get that whole spider energy dealt with, I noticed that I've pulled further and further away from not just electronics or technology, but the internet and things of that nature. We have a lot of that when it comes to our house. Okay. So yes, the need to really get some sort of health. Okay. Some sort of fitness. This is about, watching the way that you eat. Some of you need to watch what you drink, staying away from soda, staying away from fast food. I also had to cut out eating out. Bay and I used to go out to eat every day. My husband has been taking me on a date, a lunch or dinner date for the last 23, 24 years. Okay, that's just what we do. And that was something that I had to pull back from, because the more I started to increase my vibration, I started to become sensitive to the energies of those who were preparing my food. Okay. So even with that, you guys, you're going to have major responsibilities. It is going to be different for each and every one of us. This is just what I'm telling you, that what I'm going through on my journey to where I can't even eat out anymore. And not only that, you guys, according to Siren on the Siren Speak show, this is just me giving you my experience, what I am saying to you. It is a fact because this is actually my experience, but I am not suggesting, okay, that the food in the restaurants is not real. I'm not suggesting that the food is not real, okay? I am just saying it tastes funny. Now, anywho, so yeah, I had to pull back because what I did was, you guys know, I cut out on eating certain meats. Okay, I pulled back on the pork, pulled back on the beef for a while. I pulled back on chicken. I haven't consumed chicken in over 2 to 3 years, I think it has been. I haven't consumed any shrimp in like 2 to 3 years. Lobster. I used to love a good old shellfish, a good old crab cake. I haven't had one of those in like 2 years. So what I noticed was, as I was consuming these foods, because I was only left to like salmon, you guys. Every time I went out to eat, if I was eating red meat, because I would eat red meat sporadically. I don't eat it throughout the year, but I will eat it probably about I'll say about 2 to 3 months throughout the year. I will have, times where I will consume some red meat. So if I wasn't eating red meat, I was always doing like salmon or some sort of fish, right? And when it came to me constantly consuming the salmon, it was like a salmon with a Caesar salad, a salmon with mashed potatoes, a salmon with asparagus, a salmon with rice. It was just always salmon, 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 if they didn't have any other type of fish, right? So what I noticed was the salmon started to appear a little funny. Salmon started to taste a little bit like chicken. So I did some research and I saw that they approved, okay, they have approved the sale of fake salmon or cloned salmon, whatever they want to call it, okay, to these restaurants. So if I'm eating food that is not real, that has no sustenance, it has no energy in it, because we consume food as energy. It's kind of like going to the gas tank and you're pumping water in your car. That's not going to get you anywhere, okay? We consume food that has energy in it. If the food we're consuming doesn't have any energy, then it's going to deplete our body. It's going to take our body's energy to process it and get rid of it. So we definitely have to make sure that we're eating food that is alive, okay? Meaning it doesn't have to be alive as in swimming on your plate, but it has to be live fish, live meat, livestock at some point. We don't want something that was created in a lab and then turned into, some microwave food. So this is why I had to pull back from eating out, because a lot of the meats that they're serving in these restaurants, you guys, are not the best, choices. Lamb chops was something that I started to eat quite often. And I saw a documentary where these people went to restaurants all over the world and they purchased the lamb chops, and then they went back to a lab and tested it. And the lamb chops had pork and beef and chicken in it. Like, everything is just all over the place. So, I tend to go to the farmer's market and, I trust it. Okay, that when I go to the farmer's market, that I actually am purchasing some real, genuine, sincere meat. Okay, so that's kind of where I had to pull back from eating out. So for some of you, there are some lifestyle choices that you're going to have to make, or lifestyle changes that you're going to have to make. Some of you need to cut out alcohol. Some of you need to cut out soda. Some of you is smoothies. I don't know, some sort of smoothies. I don't know if you're drinking that matcha or whatever, but it's some sort of smoothie. And because you can make a protein, you can make a smoothie at home, you guys, but it's some sort of powder. I don't know if any of you are making a smoothie with powder. Maybe if you make a smoothie with like fresh fruit, But if there's some sort of powder, there is something in that powder that is probably like a preservative or something that's not good, that they're putting in a lot of smoothies, okay? Also, I'm seeing just weird spirits when it comes to the alcohol. Now, when it comes to alcohol, you guys, there are certain alcohols that you or we should consume, and that's according to our blood type. You can always do your own research and see what type of alcohol. If you're someone who consumes or you prefer to consume alcohol, maybe for celebratory reasons or, because it's Tuesday, whatever it is your drink is for, you definitely want to do some research, and you want to Google your blood type to see what type of alcohol your blood type should be consuming. When it came to me, I was consuming a lot of gin. Okay, that was my grandmother's drink. That was my mother's drink. So that's what I knew to consume. And that's not a alcohol that works well with my blood type. So that contributed towards a lot of health issues for me. Okay, so eating food that is in alignment with your blood type, you guys, is going to be very, very important. A lot of you, I'm seeing commitment phobic. Okay, a lot of you are afraid to commit to things. Okay, you start things, then you stop. Regardless of what it is, you start, then you stop. It could be saving up for something. It could be a diet plan. It could be a lifestyle change. Whatever it is, you guys need to make more sacred commitments to yourself. Okay, be loyal to you. Seriously, be loyal to you. Some of you need to move, okay? And some of you need to consider traveling. You're not traveling. When it comes to traveling, you guys, there are certain places that hold certain frequencies that when you come in contact with, these frequencies in this area, it does some sort of activation. So some of you definitely need to focus on traveling more and getting out, okay? Jen, you say, is fruit okay to eat? Any fruit that has seeds, any fruit that has been planted and is live. When it comes to purchasing fruit, you guys, you want to look at the number that's on the fruit. If it's like 5 digits and it starts with a number 9, then that is a fruit that is made from, it was grown in a organic area, okay? Usually from organic sand and, organic seeds. When we go to our grocery stores and we purchase our fruit, it's the reason they have those little stickers with the number on it. Now, unless you are able to grow your own fruit, okay, that's one thing. But if you're purchasing your fruit, you definitely want to eat some fruit that has seeds in it. I know they have these cotton candy grapes. They got all these grapes with all these flavors and stuff. But if it doesn't have a seed, you should not be consuming it. You want to consume something that is in its natural state. And you want to consume a food that, like I said, is alive and it has energy. Okay. Otherwise, we're consuming. When they say you are what you eat, think about a fruit that has no seeds. That is not a fruit. That is not a fruit that can bear fruit. That is not a fruit that can manifest. So then now you're eating something that cannot bear fruit, that cannot reproduce, that cannot manifest, which then makes your energy, okay, where it'll be hard for you to manifest your desires or manifest what it is that you want. So yeah, it is okay to eat fruit for as long as, I think it's the one that start with a number 3. So if you go to the grocery store and you see a number on there, that little sticker that has that number 3, it starts with a 3. That is a number that lets you know that this fruit has been grown in an environment that is not organic, okay? Which means they can use some sort of treated soil. It could have come from a seed that was not from a fruit. It was probably created in a lab. In some way, shape, or form, this fruit is not, okay, a healthy choice for you to consume. So fruit are okay. You just got to, know which ones it is that are good for you, okay? A lot of us, we're going to have to do some research. This is going to call for a lot of us to do some research, okay, on ourselves. A lot of you are going to have to study your blood type. A lot of you are going to have to pay attention to your body to see what it is that is happening. What do you feel? You're going to have to listen to the way your body is responding to food. After you eat certain things, if your stomach hurts, listen to your stomach, okay? After you eat certain things, if you're not making bowel movements, you want to start logging your bowel movements to see how frequent you are going to the restroom. They say you should go to the restroom after each meal, okay? But we know, one, as women, okay, and as we get older with age, things do start to slow down. There can be some foods that you can become intolerant to, you guys, because as you go through ascension and as your frequency increase, you can become intolerant to some foods, as well as with age as well, okay? Because I cannot go in the corner store and pick up the things that I picked up as a child or a teenager, okay, or even in my 20s. I cannot pick up that type of stuff and consume it nowadays. Okay, there will be a major problem. So these are some of the things that we're going to have to do, you guys. It's just time for us to get that, you know, get that responsibility on doing what it is that we know we need to do. Okay, we're going to have to step into our power. We're going to have to work on our body, because there's a lot of things that are happening to, you know, deteriorate the body. There's a lot of things that are going on that are causing us to fall out of alignment with what it is that we desire. Okay, let's get one more message from the soul, and then we'll look into the numerology. Okay. Yes. Okay. We have a fresh start. Your soul wants this fresh start, right? But in order for us to get this fresh start, it says we need to continue learning. I told you guys, you're going to have to do a lot of research. You're going to have to really study yourself on like your soul. I told you guys, this is no longer about physical. This is a lot of inner child. A lot of us are going to have to really start learning and studying about the inner child. Okay. If your inner child is, you know, missing or tainted or whatever, if it's going through trauma, things of that nature, the ways you can notice is that you're not eager to learn, you're not motivated, you're not inspired, okay? You just, you don't find any humor in life. You're not passionate about anything, like nothing really just, you know, make you feel that anymore. You just like, you know, you fall in that energy right there. So your soul definitely wants you to be in the energy of gratitude. We all know, enjoy the little things, y'all. Okay, enjoy the little things is what you can do. Be in that energy of gratitude. Find out how you can be of service. Okay, that is a great way to help to rebuild your inner child, is to find out how it is that you can be of service to this world. How is it that you can help someone else, or how is it that you can contribute towards this place being a better place? A lot of us, we fall out of love with our body. We start seeing things wrong with our body when we're missing that inner child. You know, you start judging yourself. You feel like, oh, I'm too tall, I'm too short, I'm too fat, I'm too wide, I'm too narrow. Whatever it is, you start to criticize yourself. You start to find things wrong with yourself. You're going to have to fall in love with that cellulite, okay? You're going to have to fall in love with that, you know, extra roll that you may have. Whatever it may be, those extra 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 pounds, you're going to have to find a way to fall in love with that energy and love everything about you. Okay. This is how we're going to combat the energies that are coming against us, because there's a lot of them. As these, you know, other folk start to fall down the ladder that they built, okay, that they climbed up to get on that high horse, as they start to fall down, they're going to be releasing a lot of hatred, okay? They're going to be releasing a lot of fear. They're going to be releasing a lot of judgment. They're going to be releasing a lot of skepticism. They're going to be releasing a lot of energies that, unfortunately, we're in this dimension with them. So we are going to be experiencing those energies. And if you work on yourself and you heal yourself, you guys, you will definitely be able to get through these times. Okay. Remember yesterday, you guys, when we talked about, you being a sailor. Okay, this is going to be a time where we're going to try to move from being just a sailor to the captain of the ship. Okay, so it's like we've been living under this energy of the sailor. We're actually on the ship. Okay, we're realizing that this is our ship, but we're actually on a bigger ship. Okay, so we have a ship that we are on, okay, that belongs to us, right? That has the precious cargo. But then as a collective, we are also on a bigger ship. And the captain of that bigger ship has gone missing. So what happens when the captain has either gone overboard, or no one knows what happened to the captain, or somebody done found the captain downstairs? Out of here. Okay, then there's room for chaos. No one is running the ship. No one is controlling and driving the ship. So this is what we're getting ready to go through, you guys. The captain of the ship is no more. So we are going to experience some turmoil. We're going to experience some chaos. We're going to experience a lot of trauma. We're going to experience a lot of fear. We're going to experience a lot of these energies, but it's a fresh start. It's because that captain is no more, and we're getting ready for another captain. Maybe that captain will even be you. Okay. So with that being said, you guys, keep gratitude as the attitude. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in to your girl Siren, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, y'all.